Alright, and here we are with Diablo 1 and Hellfire. Now, we're gonna play a sorcerer. Well, call him... Doctor. Fight Doctor? No, okay, see, this is a problem I ran onto on Twitter too. Let's call him Fight Doctor MD. So, there are some real nice changes. I'm sure a lot of us are pretty familiar with Diablo 1 as a base game. I certainly am. I can tell you, well, at least one quest we don't have just by walking in here. Maybe and another that we maybe do. But there's some cool changes that you can, like one of them's already apparent, and it's that you can now run in town. Look at that super fast in-town run speed. It's fantastic. In addition to that, there's a specific change for the mage as he starts. Instead of starting with the traditional staff of charged bolt like you would in the base game, you instead have a staff of mana, and you start with, instead of having this like as an offensive option, you have a rank 2 firebolt to start. It's pretty good. And here's the guy who gives us the butcher quest.
Please, listen to me. The Archbishop Lazarus. He led us down here to find the lost prince. The bastard led us into a trap. Now everyone is dead, killed by a demon he called the Butcher. Avenge us! Find this Butcher and slay him, so that our souls may finally rest.
The Butcher, of course, is probably the most iconic enemy
The
in this
sanctity
game,
of this
even
place
counting
has
Diablo, I
been
would
fouled.
say. Especially as a child, that guy scared the shit out of me. Trying to play a warrior against him, it's not gonna go well. He just hits so fast and you're kind of stunned and you can't run because of how fast he's hitting you. It is truly horrifying. So another one of the changes they introduced in Hellfire are these oils of accuracy that I keep picking up. Increase the weapon's chance to hit, and that's pretty handy. There's a couple different variations on those potions. There's another that increases a weapon's damage, and maybe one for durability as well, but don't quote me on that. Well, there you go. I was right. That one doesn't raise the max durability like the others, though. It just repairs the item. Diablo 1 is one of the games I think I've played the most in my lifetime. I remember as a kid, like faking sick so I could stay home and play it, and being worried that my mom, like play it online, and my mom, being worried my mom would catch me because I'd have to, you know, tie up the phone line with the dial-up. I never got caught. Little libraries like these are a blessing, especially, well, almost exclusively for the mage. The warrior character is probably not going to use too many spells throughout the game. The rogue might use a few, but, you know, obviously magic books mostly for the magic guy. We can pop up a little mini-map here. It's quite nice. And there's also hotkeys to pop open our... Oops, that was very much the wrong thing to do. Hotkeys to pop open our spell menu here. It's just going to do that. And give ourselves a little bit more mana before we kill this zombie over here. So I personally am quite excited about... I said that this is one of the games I've played the most in my life. Another one would have to be Diablo 2. And I can't say I'm not excited about Diablo 2 Resurrected coming out sooner or later. I'm not lucky enough to have gotten a beta key, but it did awaken a deep desire for me to play some of these old games again. Especially since I've never really explored Hellfire that much. It was kind of a hard game to find back in the days of before digital distribution. And then also Blizzard isn't a big fan. Like, they're not You can get a lot of Blizzard's old games on their Battle.net, but you can't get Hellfire since it was developed and released by Sierra, of all people. Remember that company? Okay. Should probably run away and use our mana, or sorry, our level up on magic. See, with most other character classes in this game, you kind of have to build your character according to the items you find, and you know, you can't really rely on items in a game like this. A particular item dropping, I should say. But not so with the wizard. Eventually you'll find a spell, probably, called Mana Shield, that will do pretty much as it sounds, and allow enemy attacks to eat through your mana before it goes to your health. So you can pretty much just stack magic the whole game. And it's one of the reasons that wizards are so good in this game. Not to mention a number of the spells late game are just utter bullshit. If you played Battle.net back in the day, for example, you were gonna run it like every MAGE you met had like the same dupe staff. It was called like Archangel Staff of the Apocalypse or something like that. I'm pretty sure actually that was exactly what it was called. And it allowed you to use a spell that otherwise you can't learn in a book in the game. And that spell, as you can guess by the name of the staff, is Apocalypse. And what that does is, I think it's either every enemy on screen or literally every enemy on the map, or every other entity besides yourself, gets a big fireball, just spawns beneath them and eats them up, and it does a shit ton of damage, and it's horribly unfun to play with if you're not the one using it. When I said it hits any other entity, that includes other players. So if your buddy's like, haha, cool, I finally got the Archangel Staff of the Apocalypse, then your experience in the game just quickly becomes eating thousands of casts of Apocalypses every time you walk down there. One second, please. Sorry about that. Oh no. Alright, so there's the stairs to the next floor down, but I'm gonna see if we can find some more books before we leave this place. Get another level up. Dump it into mana, of course. Not too dangerous generally on the first floor, but it will pick up a little bit, and then it'll pick up a lot. As I said, the Sorcerer is probably the best class in this game. Largely because a lot of the frustration you have to go with, or deal with, if you're playing like a fighter later in the game. There's a huge number of enemies that just attack you with a ranged attack and then run backwards. And you have to spend time just chasing them down one by one, forcing them into a corner, and then murdering them while you're just chugging inventories full of potion constantly. I'll just leave the map up, I think. That'll help with my compulsion to constantly press tab. God, I did it anyway. Okay, here's the butcher's room. We're gonna not click on that yet. It looks like there might be... Never mind. Enemy heroes in this game, enemy hero units, give off a light radius, sort of similar to, well, this brazier here. I thought that might be what we were seeing in the distance. I'm really going to try to stop pressing tab, but it's taking everything I have in me. Okay, so that sound you heard there was the trap going, a trap that was set on that sarcophagus going off. But as often happens in this game, it just hit something on its way, and I didn't actually have to deal with that. Alright, level 3 already, not bad. Let's hide from all the jerks in there for a moment. And need some books. Knowledge is power, especially when that knowledge gives you charged bolt. So, the reason I wanted charged bolt is mostly to try to deal with these assholes back here. Alright, that worked, kind of. Alright, as you'll notice as we go through the floors, you see enemies that are basically just reskins of each other, right? But, I mean, that's pretty much what we're going to be running into the whole time. There's obviously guys we haven't seen yet since we're only on the second floor. But in particular, I'm watching out for these zombie variants called Black Deaths. Because every time they hit you in melee, it permanently lowers your max HP by 1. Oh no. It's just the kind of mean shit that people don't tend to do as much anymore, you know? I can't help but feel that if I weren't playing the expansion right now, I'd be finding more useful potions instead of just a bunch of blacksmith and accuracy oils. Ooh. Telekinesis. It's not a great spell, as you could imagine. I think all it really lets us do is... yeah, it lets us pick up gold at a distance. Or interact with objects at a distance, which, I mean, it could be useful for disarming traps or something like that, but that would require us to know they were trapped beforehand. Speaking of, this door, this hole here is actually where one of the arrow shot out from that we heard when we opened a door down here somewhere. So kind of a nice detail for a game this old is to actually have a place where a lot of those traps originate. So, the rogue class by default can tell when an item is trapped, and then their class skill thing is to disarm that trap. It's not really that great. I would happily take this recharge skill, stat skill, over that, but I have a feeling that every time I do that, I will be losing stat charges off my staff. Like if I, you know, there'll be like 16 next time instead of the 18 it has now. That's at least how it works with the warrior's self-repair ability. Okay, here's our first hero enemy. There he goes. Fountain of Tears. I don't remember what the effect of that one is. There's a whole list of shrines in this game, and they all have different, often permanent, and not always great effects. So I'm a little hesitant to just drink this straight up, but... See, I'm pretty sure that lowered my magic permanently and gave me a strength. I didn't save beforehand, and I'm not restarting the character over it. I'm sure I'm going to need a bit of strength at some point to put on a piece of armor or something. That sucks though.
Where would I put this?
Oh, look at this, a treasure trove. This is the game making it up to me. Alright, I guess we should give ourselves a bit more mana. Ah, another book of charged bullet. Great. That may have sounded sarcastic, but that's actually really helpful. Every time, I guess you could probably put together by the fact that I said this is a level 2 fireball. Every time you read the book, it goes up in, well, first of all, how much magic you need to read it, and also, you know, power and rank, etc. Oh, Search is one of the spells they added in the expansion, and it's one of the best things in the game. When you use it, it shows any items on the ground, just highlights them like that for you, which, yes, is just a straight feature in later games, and it's just called the Alt key. But for now, it's a magic thing we have to do. So we also picked up a Scroll to Town portal there. We're going to use that to head back to town, stock up on some potions, sell whatever crap we have, and then try to fight the butcher. I'm not a brave man. Oh! And I'm not going to fight him honorably. My worst nightmare is that I remember the butcher can open doors. I don't think he can open doors. Wow, there's a lot of arrows coming from over there. Oh.
I have no room.
That is lucky. That's a unique item. You don't usually see, well, honestly, many of those in this game, especially not on the second floor.
Not enough mana.
Yeah. Alright, things are getting a bit dicey here. I really just want that helmet before we run back into this portal. Mission accomplished. And that classic Tristram town music.
Hello, my
everything
friend.
this game has,
Stay a while and listen.
This song might be the single most unforgettable part of it for me. Let's see what our rags are like. Ooh, that's a pretty decent dagger. 242 times damage. Still only works out to like, I guess like 3 to 12, but that's considerably better than the short sword, for example.
Well, what can I do for you?
Oh, no. Well, these oils are worth a bit. That's nice. Alright, let's get our new thinking cap on. Spells are increased 2 levels. Wow, holy crap. That's a much better item than I was expecting it to be. 1 durability though. And I do have the feeling that if an item breaks in this game, it's broken.
Well, what can I do for you?
Yeah, I guess we can enjoy it while it lasts. This is a good man, Griswold. We're gonna have to talk to our little buddy, Pepin.
What ails you, my friend?
Aw, shit. Just remembered that this game doesn't like convenience all that much. So since we're gonna have to run all the way over here to get some magic potions. Talk to Adria.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
I'll spring for the full mana potions. Should also grab town portal while we're here. Ugh, that'd be nice. A book of town portal would save us a lot of money in the long run. Alright, Butcher. So, my plan is to open the door, run as fast as I humanly can down into this door, close it behind me, and then shoot him through the walls. If that doesn't work, I'm probably just going to die, but assuming I don't, I'm going to try to instead staircase him, which is an old cheesy tactic where you can kind of circle an enemy around a staircase, or a level transition of this design, and you stand here, and they end up getting stuck in this little gap, and you can just kind of free fire at them. Alright, wish me luck.
Fresh meat.
You know what? There's some alarm bells going off in my head right now that say the Butcher can definitely open doors. Oh, wait. I wonder if Charred Bolt would be better for this. Alright, one potion down. He's great at dodging these. There we go.
The spirits of the dead are now avenged.
You can't do that as a warrior. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else on this level. I think the next quests start on level 3, but I'm not entirely confident on that, so I'm just gonna go peek my head over here, see if there's anybody else we can kill. Now that we have a few points in Chain Lightning here, it's gonna be a pretty reliable room clear. Just kind of let them off, and they'll do a lot of the work for you. Now, see, it's not perfect. You lack the direct aim, or it lacks the direct aiming of Fireball. So Hellfire did introduce a couple interesting things. There's a new zone, a couple new characters. Well, one official new character and 2 others that you can unlock with some text file editing in the game's files. One of those characters is a barbarian that apparently didn't make the cut because Blizzard was going to do that themselves in Diablo 2. And they kept that promise. It's too bad they didn't include the bard though, because they've never done anything with that idea. Alright, something tells me this Hellfire character may be immune to fire.
Where would I put this?
Let's see if we can do a little inventory Tetris here. Don't need the rags. Oops. I always think escape will close my inventory, and it does not. And my hat broke. It was nice while it lasted.
Not enough mana.
Alright, this room should be mostly clear, but all the same, we're gonna have to head back. We're gonna have to head to town pretty soon because we're out of potions again. You know, I think I might just entirely say screw it to healing potions and just go buy a buttload of mana potions. I can turn mana into health and mana into death for my enemies. Ooh, wrong button. Well, I guess it's a sign. We'll take the portal. Excuse me a moment.
I sense
Demon
a
slaying is
soul in search
thirsty
of
business.
answers.
I don't have enough money. Shit. I dropped the staff I could sell here. Pooh. Double shit.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Excuse me. Money can be pretty hard to come by in this early stage of the game. Especially since it costs $100 to identify items. And sometimes they are
Hello, my
worth less than
friend.
that after
Stay
the
a while and
identification.
listen.
So that one was worth $500 beforehand. I
Whoa,
don't
what
know
can
that
I
I'll
do
get a...
for you?
Well, okay. That was worth it. Way to make me look like a dick. Random 0 to 500% damage? It's an interesting weapon.
What ails you, my friend?
Alright, so we got a portal. We got 800 gold pieces. And a staff with no charges. Okay, let's fix that. We'll pick up some more potions while we're over there. And then we'll have to come back to town for a little bit longer next time.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Whatever we can, we'll make that money back. Okay. Here's our next quest. This is King Leoric's tomb.
The warmth of life has entered my tomb. Prepare yourself,
This
mortal,
place is
to serve
fire.
my master for eternity.
These opening bits, not too terrible yet, but my god, if you can't kill Leoric quickly, hopefully you won't see, but he can overwhelm you pretty quickly. Every time I leveled up, I'm gonna remember that time I took this stupid fucking shrine without looking it up first, and I'm forever gonna have to be reminded every time. It does also, as you saw there, identify any new items that drop while the spell's active. Also, Holy Bolt, although normally kind of a piece of shit, useless spell, does a lot of damage while only doing it specifically to undead types. So that could actually help us out a lot down here. Let's give it a shot. Oh god. Wow. Hell
Rest
yeah.
well, Leoric.
Thank you, Holy Bolt.
I'll find your son.
Alright, forget everything I said about this place sucking. Well done. I think you kind of get the idea. There's a lot of arrow guys, and moves that are pretty tough on their own. Like if these guys got close to me, they could probably take me out in a couple of minutes. He made a bad choice coming out to fight me himself. He's got all these loyal subjects of him to die for. I guess if I want to look on the bright side of taking that stupid shrine, it's not really a bright side at all. But my magic is currently 69. Which just would not have happened otherwise. So I don't really care, but it's some kind of consolation to somebody out there, maybe. And that's a big comfort for me. Oh lord. Eat shit, you skeleton assholes.
I have no room.
So one of the, yeah, I mean, this is the reward for going down here, is the Undead Crown. It's a pretty damn good helmet, and one of the reasons that I'm not too upset that our other, well, still much better for Mage's helmet is broken. We had a short time with that thinking cap, but it helped us kill the Butcher. $40 gold is a decent amount for just one pile down here, at this point in the game anyway. Playing this game now is gonna make me appreciate the Diablo 2 remaster so much more when there's things like belts with more than 8 slots. And when those slots will be distributed over 4 slots instead of, 8. And there'll be hotkeys for spells, and synergies, and waypoints, and item sets. Man, I'm excited for the remaster. I wonder, I don't know how familiar all you guys are with Diablo 2 and its deep inner workings, I guess, but there was this really cool sort of glitch that they had in the game there for a while, to do with necromancers in specific. Oh god, this is looking bad. Let me heal before I continue my super cool story. There were these boots called Marowalks, and with those boots, also an important part of this is that they, at one point in Diablo, introduced the idea of synergies, or synergies is the right way to say that word, excuse me, where if you had points in, let's say, Firebolt, then it would make Fireball stronger. And one of those synergies existed for Bone Spear, which was like the primary attack of, well, one build for Necromancers. And if you had these Marowak boots, they had charges of a level 33 Bone Prison on them. And for some reason, the game, if you had no points in Bone Prison, would then assume that you had 33 points in Bone Prison instead, which is an impossible amount to actually put in, since the normal skill cap is 20. So it ends up being like a giant, putting on these boots ends up being like a giant damage increase to Necromancers for free for like a long time. And when I say giant, like a decently geared Necromancer would be doing like maybe 3.6k maybe with their Bone Spear, and then it would probably go up to like 4.8 with those shoes on. So it's significant. It's like a third of your damage. And eventually they fixed that, and they took out that super cool Marowak glitch. Excuse me. And I cried and I cried. Oh well. I wonder if they'll have, I mean, they probably won't reintroduce that glitch for the sake of fun, but I wouldn't mind it if they did. As far as I know though, you're going to be able to just port any existing Diablo characters straight into the remaster, which, if I read that correctly or am remembering that correctly, that's cool. That's a nice thing they've done. But it also means there will be level 99 of everything the very second it's released. I don't know, that might kind of rob the player base of that whole sort of fresh playthrough experience that I think everyone kind of wants with it. Oh, I shouldn't touch that. I'll look it up off screen later, and if it's worth it, I'll come and touch it later. Again, off screen. I won't make you guys watch me as I like stare at my wiki page for 15 minutes. Yeah, tonally, I'm sure you've noticed, Diablo 1 is much darker than Diablo 2, and then Diablo 2 is, or Diablo 3 is much less dark than Diablo 2 even was. Still had fun with Diablo 3, but it was, we all have our complaints about that game if we have any sort of love for Diablo 1 and 2, I imagine. But they did in the end make it a pretty playable experience. It's still not great, but I don't know. If you want to throw a few hours at it, you won't be completely disappointed. But you're probably still better off playing PoE.
I have no room.
It's on level
Where would I
4.
put this?
We'll be swapping over to the next biome dungeon type. And that is the catacombs. I think that's the case. It might be on 5. Either way, I'm gonna hold off on using my town portal because we're almost done on this floor. And if it is the new dungeon type floor layout biome, whatever you want to call it, there's a way home there. I don't think I'm exactly rolling in. Oh jeez. Came out of that hole. I don't think I'm exactly rolling in those town portal scrolls yet that I can. Not 2. I could. Ooh. How did we miss this guy? That looks so cool. Okay. I guess it's level 5, the floor switches over. Yes, no, that's right. I mean, obviously it's right now, but... You know. Still, it would be a good idea to go back to town before we get too into this floor, because I think we might be able to... Well, maybe someone has a quest for us.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Alright, all of that stuff is pretty sellable. And life stealing is all we get for this. We're not going to get any benefit out of that. But, I mean, the 8 armor class is... I guess, something. God, okay. Escape does not close your inventory. Ah. Shit.
Stay for a moment. I have a story you might find interesting. A caravan that was bound for the Eastern Kingdoms passed through here some time ago. It was supposedly carrying a piece of the heavens that had fallen to earth. The caravan was ambushed by cloaked riders just north of here along the roadway. I searched the wreckage for this sky rock, but it was nowhere to be found. If you should find it, I believe that I can fashion something useful from it.
Okay, perfect. This is another good quest for us. With that, that's...
What ails you, my friend?
From our memory, we're not going to run into that stone for a while. I think it's in the biome after next. But it gets us a ring,
The village
which
needs your
is
help,
nice.
good master. Some months ago, King Leoric's son, Prince Albert, was kidnapped. The king went into a rage and scoured the village for his missing child. With each passing day, Leoric seemed to slip deeper into madness. He sought to blame innocent townsfolk for the boy's disappearance and had them brutally executed. Less than half of us survived his insanity. The king's knights and priests tried to placate him, but he turned against them and, sadly, they were forced to kill him. With his dying breath, the king called
Seems
down
like
a terrible curse upon his former followers.
We talked to this guy
He
before,
vowed that they
right?
would serve him in
I'm
darkness
surprised Dog
forever.
didn't tell us about all of
This
this
is where things take an
immediately.
even darker twist than I thought possible. Our former king has risen from his eternal sleep and now commands a legion of undead
Oh,
minions
yes.
within the labyrinth. His body was buried in a tomb 3 levels beneath the cathedral.
Already done,
The curse
pal.
of our king is past, but I fear that it was only part of a greater evil at work. However, we may yet be saved from the darkness that consumes our land, for your victory is a good omen. May light guide you on your way, good master.
You're welcome, Ogden. Do you have anything
Master,
else?
I have a strange experience to relate.
That
I know
might-
that you have a great knowledge of those monstrosities that inhabit the labyrinth. and this is something that I cannot understand for the very life of me. I was awakened during the night by a scraping sound just outside of my tavern. When I looked out from my bedroom, I saw the shapes of small, demon-like creatures in the inn yard. After a short time, they ran off, but not before stealing the sign to my inn. I don't know why the demons would steal my sign, but leave my family in peace. 'Tis strange, no?
This is, I'm gonna say, among my favorite quests in Diablo 1. Just kind of weird.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
What can we sell you? Not a lot, honestly. Jeez, we're kind of hurting for money. I may excuse me. I may have to resort to my wizardly alchemy to make some more cash later. But I'll do that off screen too. This game has had a long-standing duplication bug in it, and I am not above using it. Oh. Hopefully we can knock into the next tier of spells soon. Yeah, like Charge Bolt is alright, but it's really nothing compared to, I don't know, Lightning. We went to town and I forgot to sell all my things. That's why we had no money. That makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna read this book, but I'm going to clear the area first, because I'm fairly certain I can take damage while I'm looking at that. Thank you, Holy Bolt. I'm not call it a stupid, shitty spell for stupid idiots, but it's... Maybe that just means I'm a stupid idiot. Cut so deep by my own words. I'm honestly not sure what the benefit to continuing to get higher levels of search is. I want to test that. So currently it costs 7 mana. Now it's 6. Okay. I guess that's our benefit. Oh. Search also highlights stuff on our map? That's actually kind of cool. I didn't notice that. Okay. This to me implies that there is a hero unit around here somewhere. And that was always my belief as a kid anyway. Then again, I also used to think that if I stood in that light radius for long enough, I would absorb it from my own character. And that is markedly untrue. So, who knows? Oops. Alright. That's probably clear enough to go read our book. Pick up a few goodies along the way.
All praises to Diablo, Lord of Terror and survivor of the Dark Exile. When he awakened from his long slumber, my lord and master spoke to me of secrets that few mortals know. He told me the kingdoms of the high heavens and the pits of the burning hells engage in an eternal war. He revealed the powers that have brought this discord to the realms of man. My lord has named the battle for this world and all who exist here the Sin War.
It's pretty cool. These games do... Well, this game in particular does a really good job with those books. I didn't really have the patience or interest to listen to them as much in Diablo 2. But here, I think they do a great job of setting the tone of what you're up against and what you're doing.
Where would I put this?
In your brain. What a kid's shrine. Okay, so we found a magical and a medic point. We'll look both of those up again later. Alright, well, and you'll really have no way to tell. I have all the cards here.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen. Well, what can I do for you?
Let's see if he's got anything for us. The Ring of Light Radius is truly useless. Alright, nothing for us here.
What ails you, my friend?
Yeah, look at that, $4,000. We're gonna be able to afford all the potions we want. This thing I keep passing down here is the eventual entrance into the Hellfire zone, but that doesn't open up for a little bit.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
That should be enough. One more. Yeah, looks good. Ooh, lightning. Perfect. Alright, that's exciting. So, lightning, like 1 to 20 on Charge Bolt, and lightning has 2 to 12 right away, but at a significantly higher mana cost. Well, actually, at the same mana cost. Let's go kick some ass. Lightning also has the advantage of, well, I can direct it now, and it hits multiple times. It's a very good spell, especially this early. I didn't expect to find it so soon.
Where would I put this?
Did I? Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Okay, so that zone is clear. We just gotta find the way down, and along the way well, finding the way down will find us those who took Ogden's sign. So says my prescience. Oh, here it is actually. Oh no.
I cannot open this yet.
Excuse
I
me?
cannot open this.
Oh, yes.
yet.
Okay, I remember. Kind of did that in the reverse order.
Hey, you that one that killed all. You get me magic banner or we attack. You no live with life. You kill big uglies and give back magic. Go past.
Alright. One of my other favorite quests, it's called Garbad the Weak, and it looks like maybe I didn't explore enough to find him on the previous level, but I just don't think he spawned. And that's he's a goat man. We actually haven't been fighting goat men, so I guess that means he probably couldn't spawn. But he's a goat man who kind of comes up to you, or you go up to him and he's like, please don't hurt me, I'm Garbad, I'm cool. Please. And then you leave him alone for a little while.
You give? Yes, good. Go now. We strong. We kill all with big magic.
This wasn't the deal. Anyway, yeah. So you go back and talk to Garbad again after a couple minutes, and he gives you an item, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll make you something else." Or I think he's like, "No, the item I've made is too good. I'm gonna kill you with it." And then you're forced to murder him. But it's a good quest. It's a nice little Garbad voice acting. Too bad we didn't get a chance to see him this time around. There are those two characters you have to unlock with the any file stuff. So I might show those guys off at some point, and maybe would be lucky enough to see Garbad then.
The smell of death surrounds me.
So we'll really be rolling as soon as we find that mana shield spell. But until then, I'm starting to notice how squishy we are. And it might become a problem. Depends on, I guess, how many ranged units we see. Ooh. Book of Flash. This spell sounds great, but in all my time playing this game, which is significant, I've never seen it work. So it says it does 18 to 36, but maybe only does it in this like super small radius around you. I don't know. Either way, I've gotten myself killed trying to use it more than I've killed anybody else with it. Okay, stairs down to level 5. Good, but not what we're looking for just yet. Lightning is so good. I'm pretty sure each of these like, segments of it can hit people. Please come through the doorway. I like the music in here too. I like all the music in this game, really. And here's what we were looking for. Hey, 2 things we were looking for at once.
This must be what Griswold wanted.
Let's see if we can do a little bit of Tetris here and get this magic rock in our inventory.
This must be what Griswold wanted.
Check it out. We come up next to the church. There's no auto map available in town, so I can't show it off, but this is the initial path we take in. And that unlocks a permanent fast travel sort of method to level 5.
Let me see that. Aye! Aye, it is as I believed!
Are you gonna make me identify it myself? Ooh. Fast hit recovery is an especially useful stat in this game. As you saw, like sometimes when I was getting hit,
Wow, what can I do for you?
my guy's just kind of stuck in this like wincing animation. And fast attack recovery just means you get out of that animation a little bit faster, and that it really can be
Hello,
huge.
my
It can make a
friend.
gigantic difference.
Stay a while and listen. Wow, what can I do for you?
Oh wow. Honestly, I was tempted to throw that staff or that hammer on the ground and
What
duplicate it
ails you, my
more
friend?
times. Duplicating stuff in this game is pretty easy, but it does have its limitations. For example, if you were to duplicate any, like this ring, for example, yeah, you could have 2 of them, but if you were to die and drop your items, one of them would disappear. So it's the long way of saying you can't have a duplicated item and its original item on the ground at the same time.
I sense a soul in search of
So-
answers.
That means you can't really duplicate money effectively, since you can't hold it all in your inventory. Your best method turns out to be to... Let's just see if she has any books for us. No, she has shit all of her books. What a... Damn you, Adria. Wait, Book of Inferno, but for 2,000. So, anyway, your best method turns out to be to find a particularly valuable item, duplicate and sell that item for what turns out to be, as far as the game's concerned, legitimate money.
I
I
sense
forgot
a
to sell all
soul
their stuff.
in search of answers.
Okay. So back in the portal. When I say portal, I meant this crypt. yeah, okay. This is... I can tell just by the design here, and I'm sure if you played this game before, you can too. But this room design here that I'm starting to uncover on the map is where you get Arcane's Valor, which is probably the armor we're going to be wearing for quite some time, assuming we're allowed to wear it at all. I don't think there's a strength requirement. I don't think there's a strength requirement associated with that armor, but we'll find out shortly. These bats suck. I'm having some luck tonight, huh? Another unique is... That makes... I mean, you don't really count uniques off of bosses, because those are, you know, kind of like destined to drop, I suppose. But 2 outside of that is pretty impressive. That whole character is fine less than that. These guys.
And so, locked beyond the gateway of blood and past the hall of fire, valor awaits for the hero of light to awaken.
Are they talking about Link? It's the wrong game, man. Oh, sorry, that's the hero of time. I've embarrassed myself. I also can't help but to think, and it'll become more apparent, but this has always looked like a gecko face to me. Or some sort of lizard face. It's got a little mouth there, some chin hangers with those 2 doors, and these 2 side rooms that open up are obviously his little eyeballs. What am I doing? Stick with lightning. And there's the gecko. Let's try this lightning trap thing. Ah, kill Surprise. No effect. Yeah, okay, so this expansion, being Hellfire that is, was apparently pretty well received. But again, hard to find, and it had no multiplayer. Which is a huge knock against it, since this game... I bet if you went online now, you could probably find a couple of people playing off the Bats and Battle.net. I gotta say, so far we've been pretty lucky, not just in terms of like loot drops, but
May the spirit
the
of
enemies you've been
Arcane
running
protect
into.
me.
Let's hop back to town and get this armor on right away.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Okay, so fast state recovery, amazing. -3 damage from enemies, and you know, more fatality, all good. And another cool thing is that this armor should update how we look. Yeah, check that out. We're looking slick, folks. Armor class never -8. That's kind of rough. Still, let's hold on to it.
Well, what can I do for you?
This is one of those older games that necessitates a floor stash in town. They don't give you any sort of space for that sort of thing. No consideration for it.
What ails you, my friend?
But that's fine. Alright, so we got some cool gear. Now let's head back in the fight portal. It's time to leave the gecko behind. Oh, I do want that potion of mana that I can just barely see. Like having to fight some goat men and little bone gnashers, that's not too bad. But there are these particular enemies that I'm honestly hoping we don't run into, who spit lava, like acid at you, and when they die they leave acid behind on the ground, and when they hit you they leave acid behind on the ground, and it sucks. They're awful, and I don't want to fight them. This little golden orb, by the way, is the mana shield spell I was talking about. When we can find a book of that, we will be completely set. Yes, mana shield. I feel the power. This game just has heaping spoonfuls of atmosphere, personality. And a fair bit of horror for the time it came out, too. Like, the Butcher, I know I said it before, but legitimately scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. I'm not sure what this Book of Berserk is all about. Let's find that spell and see if it offers any sort of explanation. With this spell, you can make 2 bears fight. Or 2 horse people. Oh, I think I remember reading something ridiculous about the way Mana Shield works in this game as well. And it's something along the lines of the wizard or the sorcerer, I've called them every word for it, right? But whatever. This character gets more value per point of, like they get more mana per point of magic than any other character gets health for vitality. So you end up being like the tankiest motherfucker alive just by, you know, focusing on yourself and reading books and, you know, getting that GED that you've always been working towards. You know, maybe take a few coding classes. Okay. Firewall is one of my favorite spells in this game. Look at that. That's just satisfying. Looks like my mana shield wore off, but we'll get another eventually. I don't know if the golem's great or how long it's gonna last, but I'm happy to have someone else take a couple hits for me. That's much the way I feel about real fights too. If you want to jump in there and take a punch for me, thanks. Just thanks. Whoa, okay. Yeah, it's your hallway, you're right. Oop, nope. Creepy shrine. I'm gonna avoid it. Creepy magic and the dentist or something? My dentist's shrine. I'll do my best to remember to look those up. If any of them are especially amazing, I'll run back down here and grab them, but there's a good chance they're all just kind of skippable. Shit, I think these guys are immune to fire. Or sorry, lightning. I just want to try something different. Let's burn these guys a little bit. As you can see, I mean, we can't see it now, they're all dead. But as you kill more enemies, you get more information about their stats, their resistances, etc. Like this guy, we can see he has none, and he's got 30 to 40 HP. Yeah, that guy's immune to fucking lightning. Jerk. Okay, that looks like there's an enemy unit, a hero unit, on the other side of this wall. I'm really glad it's not those bats. I don't want to have to fight a huge group of those guys. This guy cares not for my wall of electricity. This could be bad. Oh no, he's taking damage from that. Just not nearly at the rate I'd like. Book of Healing, not bad. I'll take that any day of the well, not any day of the week. I'd prefer a spell, an offensive one, but it's still nice to have. This looks like yes. Okay, this is another cool quest. I think for this one we have to find a book to activate it first. It's not my favorite, but it's it's not a particularly challenging quest, but you get a good spell out of it, come to think of it. So it should, I mean, it's probably the best quest we could have run into for a mage. But there's another one called Halls of the Blind, and I really like the top of the book you have to read to unlock that one. Alright, not bad. Ooh. Ooh. Don't press that button. God, wow. I'm stunned by that. I don't know if my eyes will recover. I'm sorry, everybody. If you've been blinded by those amazing
Beyond
graphics.
the Hall of Heroes lies the Chamber of
My
Bone.
sympathies.
Eternal death awaits any who would seek to steal the treasure secured within this room. So speaks the Lord of Terror, and so it is written.
Yeah, I think the Warrior has the best delivery on those books. Maybe that's just the nostalgia speaking. Alright, realistically, I should get potions before I do this.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
If we were using
Well,
walls,
what
that
can
one
I
would
do
be
for you?
pretty good. Staff of the Moon. That's pretty good. We have the money for it. But Staff of Brilliance. We'll probably go for that. I think the overall stat boost will be nice for us. Let's go see if our main lady Adria has anything besides the mana potions that we must buy from her.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Let's save a bit of money. She might have a book. She does have a book. Fireball is also a considerably better spell than the Firebolt we're currently using. Oh well, 8,000 is a lot, and we don't have that right now. Oh, these guys resist lightning. Perfect. I love the noise those guys make when they die. The clunk clunk. That's their little heads hitting the ground and rolling. It's really like quite a good animation for such an old game. I'm not a giant fan of all the spooky burning crosses. Just, you know, not really my scene. I mean, we're still gonna pick it up, but there's very little chance we're replacing Arcane's Valor anytime soon, if maybe ever. It's really great armor. It's got, well, more armor class than this stuff has, with absolutely zero requirements. Slap that bad boy on, forget about it. It's like a flavor wave. In that you set it and forget it. So, very grateful to have found that healing spell, honestly. The more I think about it, that was helpful.
Where would I put this?
I had it identified, didn't I? Yeah. I don't really need 10 dexterity at all, but we can wear a ring. I think we like jewelry. So, you know, why deny ourselves that? I'm not feeling a huge chance of us dying in here, but all the same. Ooh, I made a awful mistake immediately. And now I'm probably gonna die again. To this room is just shoot in there. Ooh, he doesn't care about that. I'm much more afraid of the skeletons than these guys, though. You can still kill them while they're invisible and stuff, too. Mostly just gold. I didn't hear or any books or anything. Alright, let's go back to Holy Bolt for a little bit longer on these jerks. So many more. This room is one of the best places you can use Firewall in the whole game. The enemies will not really... They're not... Ooh, I don't know if this Staff of the Jester is. But they're not necessarily smart enough to not stand in a wall of fire. So you could just kind of do that, and it's fun to watch. I guess it's a random spell? I don't want to get rid of that. throw this sword away instead. It seems to have a... Oh, okay. Oops. It seems to have a decent chance to absolutely mess everybody up, so I'm gonna hold on to this staff. And here we go. Arcane knowledge gained, and exactly what that means is it gave us this spell here, Guardian. Now, the majesty of that is ruined a little bit by the Staff of the Jester giving it to us immediately before we unlocked it. But you know, such is life. It's not a terrible spell, but it does have quite a high mana requirement. Like 30, I think is... yeah, 30. That's huge. That's like more than 10% of our bar every time. Other things have mana costs closer to 6. You know, it's quite a jump. But we'll use it. Show off what it can do. Alright, so yeah, a little underwhelming. It doesn't last all that long, it doesn't do a whole shitload of damage, and it takes a lot of mana. Inventory, okay, we have 1 mana potion left. Let's see how long we can stretch this guy.
I cannot carry any more.
It's another magical shrine. I wonder what this guy's all about. Aha, and the stairs down to level 7. Perfect. This mystery is complete. There's a small little room over here, it looks like, but I'm gonna ignore that. Oh, okay. Not happy about that. I was just checking how much experience you have here. We're already level 14. I feel like that's pretty quick.
Not enough
Gentlemen,
mana.
I don't have any mana to fight you with. Please accept my invitation to fight me again later. Like, maybe next time. It's been fun, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please feel free to hit that follow button for more amazing, cutting-edge 1996 gameplay. With the best graphics anyone's seen in a while. That don't hurt your eyes. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.